Whereas the need exists within all Portland Public Schools to make improvements and security upgrades, and whereas $46,500 of funds have been allocated within Fund 08 Capital Non-Recurring Fund, and whereas these security upgrades will bring immediate improvement to safety of the school environment at all schools, and whereas Unitech Sound and Security, LLC of 604 Rod Road, Building 8, Berlin, Connecticut, 060373665, has been a longtime vendor and service provider for the Board of Education and has supplied excellent service for the Portland Public Schools. Now therefore be it resolved that in the best interest of the town, pursuant to Section 1208, Section 7 of the Portland Charter, the Board of Selectmen hereby waives the bidding requirements of Section 1208 of the Portland Charter as it pertains to the utilization of Unitech Sound and Security, LLC, as the vendor to supply and install security upgrades for the Portland Public Schools as needed. In addition, the Board of Selectmen authorizes the first Selectwoman, Susan S. Bransfield, or her designee, Superintendent of Schools Charles Britton, EDD, to act on behalf of the town of Portland to enter into the agreement related to school security upgrades. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
So move.
Mr. Pear, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Shar. Discussion. The Board of Education has endorsed this, and that is why it is in front of you. And I think all of your questions, I hope, have been answered so that you may be ready for the question.
Right. Let's do it.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. Are there any appointments to boards and commissions tonight?
Nope.
Mr. Tripp?
Nope, none tonight. No.
We do have a number of refunds of excess payments, and I've asked Jim Tripp to read these for us. You'll see there is an asterisk on your agenda, and it is located at the bottom and goes on to the next page. Mr. Tripp?
Sure, I make a motion that we refund the amounts of $57.03 and $53.77 to Dylan Ose.
Second it.
Seconded by Ralph. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Next.
Make a motion that we refund the amount of $10 to William C. Donahue and Dorothy Donahue.
Second it.
Seconded by Ralph. All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
And make a motion that we refund the amount of $2.25 to Christopher S. Brown.
Second it.
Seconded by Ralph. All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
I make a motion that we refund the amount of $1,700.27 to Amanda N. Dodona.
Second it.
Seconded by Ralph. All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
I make a motion that we refund the amount of $1,772.46 to Roger M. Pelletier.
Second it.
Seconded by Ralph. All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
I make a motion that we refund the amount of $600 to Kent R. Wilson and Rosa Wilson.
Second it.
Seconded by Ralph. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
I make a motion that we refund the amount of $37.31 to Linda S. Cabral.
Second it.
Seconded by Ralph. All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
I make a motion that we refund the amount of $21.66 to Rose Aletta.
Second it.
Seconded by Ralph. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
I make a motion that we refund the amounts of $4.59 and $5.56 to Scott A. King and Ann L. King.
Second it.
Seconded by Ralph. All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
I make a motion that we refund the amount of $2 to Paul J. and Gail L. Bukowski.
Second it.
Seconded by Ralph. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
I make a motion that we refund the amount of $2 to Frederick I. Fishbein.
Second it.
Seconded by Ralph. All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
I make a motion that we refund the amount of $20.45 to Arthur Bors.
Second it.
Seconded by Ralph. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
I make a motion that we refund the amount of $87.36 to K&M Enterprises LLC.
Second it.
Seconded by Ralph. All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
I make a motion that we refund the amount of $54 to Donna Philkoff.
Second it.
Seconded by Ralph. All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
I make a motion that we refund the amount of $17.22 to David J. and Joyce M. Fortin.
Second it.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
I make a motion that we refund the amount of $4.74 to Jonathan D. Griesick.
Second it.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
I make a motion that we refund the amount of $187.91 to 299 Marlboro LLC.
Second it.
Seconded by Ralph. All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
I make a motion that we refund the amount of $2 to Hughes Network Systems LLC.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
I make a motion that we refund the amount of $3.21 to Alicia DiMaria.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
I make a motion that we refund the amount of $6.35 to Michael DiMaria.
Second.
Seconded by Ralph. All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
I make a motion that we refund the amount of $3.46 to Nathalie R. Susi.
Second.
Seconded by Ralph. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
I make a motion that we refund the amount of $2.42 to Matthew W. Lloyd.
Second.
Seconded by Ralph. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
I make a motion that we refund the amount of $2 to Jeffrey A. Higgins.
Second.
Seconded by Ralph. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
I make a motion that we refund the amount of $29.62 to Paulette E. Bacon.
Second.
Seconded by Ralph. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
I make a motion that we refund the amount of $2.70 to Eric C. Handy.
Second.
Seconded by Ralph. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. And the last one?
I make a motion that we refund the amount of $2.19 to Ann M. Drodes.
Second.
Seconded by Ralph. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you. Motion carries. Status reports.
I think just a couple of quick items that I can hit. We talked a lot about the Board of Ed and the work that they did. They had, again, a very long meeting, some really good debates. Couple of items. PVLA, they noted, is down to 160 participants, so they've been seeing that slow return of students from the Virtual Learning Academy to the school as things have cleaned up. I think their anticipation is PVLA will run through the end of the year, and they're not really sure if they're going to need it next year or not, but they've kind of made some provisions just in case. They did note that Portland was back in the red. Our infection rate has gone up to 27 per 100,000. We're not the worst in the district, and we're certainly below average. And again, as you mentioned before, 40.4% of the town has been vaccinated. So that is great news as we're moving forward. There were a few things noted by Eric Martin. He talked about a virtual tutoring program that now the Portland High School, the honor students are working to help some of the students virtually, to help students that needed extra assistance in the pandemic, and are not always, it's not always easy to get that extra assistance. So that is working. They're talking about a summer learning program that's got multiple facets, including online enrichment, basically letting people take the Chromebooks home and having programming that it's going to work over the summer. Literacy intervention program for K through 3. Basically a potential collaboration with Parks and Rec, where they may work basically to help the kids do a week of summer camp, but during that week of summer camp, there'll be a summer school component in the first part of the day, which really seems like that could be a nice partnership to get people in and get them into the schools. And a grade 5 through 8 summer enrichment program, and then the fifth for the summer programs they talked about was a high school program to help them build. Basically, it's to build credit recovery opportunities. So if folks need to earn some credits in order to graduate, it gives them an opportunity to do that. A lot of this we already covered, but to a degree, but they also talked, and I thought this was important when they talked about the recovery monies and the $101.3 million between the ESSR and the rescue plan. They talked about allocating $150,000 to pay for PVLA. That would include $71,000 to cover the PVLA costs to the remainder of this fiscal year. And then they would have some remaining funds if they need to do some PVLA work next year. So they have that in place. They're talking about $250,000, and it's again planning, right? So that they're looking at for the next, basically split over the next 2 summers to handle that for that programming to help kids catch up, and some of those are different enrichment programs, similar to what I just mentioned with the 5 different programs. And then, of course, as they talked about, a couple $100,000 that would be they'd be looking at to help with the studies and to look at retaining services to help the steering committee as they look at how they're going to upgrade the buildings. We talked about the $233,000, which is 1/3 of the $700 that was remaining. So I think that's from a Board of Ed. I wanted to run through that quickly, and I think the only other good news I think it's worth sharing with the board is that I believe we are heading out to bid for the sidewalks. We had talked a few weeks ago about allocating sidewalks for, basically making our next focus of sidewalks to go from Foley to, on Fairview Ave, from Foley to High Street. That's heading out to bid. That would also include that northeast corner of East Main Street in Fairview. That's the only corner that needed to be completed to be handicap accessible. And my understanding is that the work that was being done also that we approved a few weeks ago to do the shaving of the sidewalks and correct some trip hazards, I believe that has been completed at this point. That's all I got.
Anyone else? Thank you, Jim.
Yes, Sue, I just want to update everybody on the application for the Greenway designation. The Airline Trail Subcommittee with Riz, myself, met with Susan and Kevin Armstrong because we need some mapping as well as pictures that go along with the application. So we've met a couple times already, and it looks like the application form should be done this week, if not this week, early next week. And we have till the end of the month to send it in, and we will hear back beginning of October.
Very good. And I want to thank the River COG, Council of Governments, for having Mr. Armstrong help us. He's a great GIS planner, and he is the planner for GIS work at the Lower Connecticut River Valley Council of Governments. He's doing a nice job for us. I want to thank him, as well as Sam Gold, the executive director, for working with us on this project. And you, Lou, thank you so much. It's a great idea. Christy Carpino had recommended that we look into this, and Lou picked up the ball and ran with it, and it looks like we're going to have a nice application put forward. So I'm very happy about that. Thank you, Lou.
You're welcome.
Ralph, did you have something on status?
No, I was just going to say that the things that I follow haven't met yet for this month. So next meeting.
Anything, Rick?
I don't know if this would come under status or discussion. Lou and I met with Jim Sipperly.
Oh, good.
So should I relate it now or wait?
Sure, now it's fine.
So actually, yesterday, Lou and I walked some of the Portland riverfront area between Meriden Boatyard and Riverside Marina. We accessed it from the Tilcon property, and Jim kind of gave it a thumbs up, and I'll let Lou add in, but we walked right down to the river's edge, and he thought the land was for the most part high and dry, and that we could conceivably get a roadway, a pathway in there, behind Tilcon, and he gave us some instructions on the next steps to follow. And prior to meeting with Jim, about a week before, Lou and I also walked the town riverfront park on Brownstone Avenue and looked at actually we bumped into your husband there, but we looked at a couple of spots there, one at the north end of the park and one down near the old Coast Guard station. And there's some possibilities there too. Unfortunately, we didn't have time with Jim Sipperly to have him look at it. But I think our main focus was that the field property, that we have behind Tilcon, to continue to explore that. And that looks like we could at least continue to move forward and maybe talk with Deep about it. I don't know, Lou, do you have anything to add?
No, I think you covered it very well, and it looks like that we'd have to get approval from some type of a conceptual plan. Jim said we need a conceptual plan that maybe Jacobson can give us, and then from there we'll show that to Tilcon, and then go from there and see if we can use that area for the road. So if it's okay with you, Susan, Jim said he would talk to Jacobson if you said it was okay.
Well, I think the first thing we should do is maybe speak with Tilcon. And because they had indicated to me that they had an idea of a path. So maybe we should check with them and offer that our engineer can take a look at it. But let's see, they of course have to be careful of their operations, because for safety, they want to make certain when a path would be, any easement would be, that it is safe for anyone utilizing it. So maybe later this week or the beginning of next week, I can speak with the land use person at Tilcon, and then we can meet again.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Great work. Mike or Mike Pelton or Mike Hernandez, anything to update us on? Excuse me. I'm going to look in the chat and see if there is any public comment. I don't see any. Pardon me. Got a lot of talking done tonight.
Yeah.
Good meeting, I think. Informal discussion by the Selectmen. I want to thank you again for your work on the budget. These nights are long, and you volunteer your time, and we certainly appreciate your energy as well as your intelligence and your capable financial management. And I thank you, and Tom as well, and all the members of the Board of Education. So hopefully things will move smoothly from this point. We will have our town meeting on May. This is a quiz.
First Tuesday in May.
No, first Monday.
Oh, sorry.
You were close. You were close. First Monday in May is the town meeting. That will be hopefully in the middle school cafeteria at the high school. And it'll be at 7 o'clock on May 3. So mark your calendars. And if there's no action at that meeting, then we will have the referendum on May 10. And I spoke with our town clerk, Ryan Curley, and we will be able to have absentee ballots for people, as well as in-person voting at the high school. It'll likely be in either the band room or the chorus room, because it's usually not as well attended as like a presidential election. And school is in session. So if you're voting in person, you would need to go to that far right of the middle school, which is near the auditorium entrance. But there'll be further instructions as we proceed. But the absentee ballots that will be issued will be able to be placed in the secure box that is under surveillance, constant surveillance, in the back of Town Hall.
So Susan, we have a town meeting first and then we have a referendum. So the referendum's the following week?
Yes,
Or-
yes,
okay.
yep. But if you wish to vote absentee, then you can get the ballot as soon as they're available, which should be right around that time after the town meeting. Ryan will have them ready for us. And I would suggest you pick them up because it may be difficult to get them in the mail. But as I said, more details will follow, and the town clerk's office will assist us with that.
Yeah, I have one item, I might as well report it because it'll get everyone excited, was that in my email, I saw a thing post where DeMarco posted a position in Indeed, I think it was, and they posted a position for senior project supervisor in Portland. So
Good.
that's a good sign.
That's a great sign.
Good thing.
I know that, I think I informed you before, Mr. Bertram has authorized VHB to do the final Mylars to go to the state DOT, and that will allow them to pay the bond and get the permit for the encroachment permit for the right-of-way and begin to get approval and proceed with some of the work that'll need to be done on that state road. So yeah, things are proceeding, but I think, you know, there's a lot of reasons for them to be taking their time, but not the least of which is also some of these COVID implications. As I was on a call with CCM this week, and in one of our communities down in the southern part of the state, they had something like 37 economic development projects pending before COVID hit. And I don't think, if any, maybe one got accomplished. And they had a severe impact to their grand list due to that. Not only because of the COVID restrictions, but also the supplies that just simply aren't available for some industries as well as some building. So, you know, the sooner we can come out of this on the right side of health, the better off for us, certainly socially, personally, but also economically. So. I have nothing on follow-up items tonight. So with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion that we adjourn.
Thank you, Rick. Is there a second?
Helpful.
Second.
Seconded by Ralph. All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. 10 o'clock on the button.
Oh, woo. It's a record.
It's a record. Good night, everybody, and thanks so much. Have a good rest of the night.
Absolutely. Good night, everybody.
Good night.